Welcome everyone to Higurashi no Naku Koro ni, aka the English dub that was totally butchered, When They Cry. This is the brand new released version that was released on May 15th. It has updated character models, music. As far as I've heard, the original one came out in 2002, and then that sparked the anime, which was one of my first steps into the terrible, terrible downward spiral of my fascination with anime and animation as a whole, at least on the Japanese side. Whew. Also, this is a warning. If you do not like mature content, I don't know how much they will show because I never played the original visual novel. Forewarning, there is a lot of blood, gore. I don't know what the language will be like, but if you're watching the blood, you're watching the gore, you're probably okay with the language. I don't know if there will be any nudity, but please, this is an anything can happen series. Viewer discretion is advised. I've set it up. We have the new models. I don't want to see the old ones because those don't look too good, in my opinion. I've never played this before. This is going to be completely reactionary. I am going to compare it to the anime as best as I can. It's one of my favorite anime, if not my most favorite. Gotta love children killing each other. Spoiler, but that's what happens. Let's jump into it. Don't be sad. The world may not forgive you, but I do. Don't be sad. You may... Oh, tell me, what must I do to earn your forgiveness? Oh, Frederica Bernkastel. That is her character. Umineko. This is a work of fiction. No yeah. Ooh. If I was going to be ripped apart anyways, having my body ripped apart would have been far better. I trusted her. No, I still trust her. Even in this very moment, I trust her. But I'm starting to realize I only wanted to trust her because I refused to accept the truth. It was as though I was going to convince myself in such a silly, sobbing voice, and those tears making a mess on my face. That mechanical, repetitious sound finally stilled and everything fell silent. Only the cry of the cicadas remained, annoyingly loud. And yet, I felt as if I could still hear her voice. But that's not possible. She is no longer speaking. The only one crying is me. She never cried. Even when she repeated those words over and over, she never expressed any emotion, because there were none to show. If she had no tears to shed for me, then I shouldn't need to shed any for her. Then why this pain, my eyes getting moist? Why is this happening? I still wanted to believe I hadn't been split apart. That's enough, right? Inside me, an inner voice whispered gently. My spirit had suffered enough, and countless times I wavered over whether I should throw the battered thing away, except I stubbornly refused to do that. Haven't I? I'd feel better if I just threw it away. Even knowing that, I chose to believe, didn't I? Only I can understand that painful struggle and appreciate it. Hey, me? I've tried more than enough. I'll acknowledge that much. So, isn't it alright to just take the easy way out? Besides, I'm not throwing it away. I'm leaving it behind with her, like flowers by a grave. Now then, calm your nerves. Even though you can't feel your right arm, just lift it up. And with every swing, forget a little more. That kindness made me feel happy. That adorable smile brought me joy. I liked petting your head. I loved how demure you were. Because this will be the last time. Because when I swing this down, I'll forget. This is my first and last bouquet for you. Perhaps I really did love you. So that was the first introduction. That was the first scene we heard. This is really loud. Hold on. That's... Holy shit, we just passed a shit ton. Holy shit. Okay, let's go back, huh? So... Okay. Somebody has been apologizing for a while now. I wonder what she's apologizing for. It felt so wrong to eavesdrop, so I tried to forget it. It had been a while since I'd last went to the city. I only returned to attend the funeral of a relative. Even though I'd lived there for almost a month, I found the bustle of the city to be overwhelming. Those skyscrapers and the multiple lane roads, the melodious cacophony of... Holy shit! That's a big word. Not big, but oh well. I'm bad. Even though the campaign speeches blaring in front of the station felt nostalgic, the place where I live now isn't nearly as lively. There's only the chirping of locusts and the babbling of brooks and the cry of the Higurashi, of the evening cicadas. Rather than making me feel lonely, the quietness had begun to instill a sense of serenity. There is nothing where I'm living now. I don't just mean there aren't any burger joints. There aren't even vending machines. Vending machines. No music stores, no restaurants, and no arcades. Even an ice cream parlor would be unlikely. The nearest town has some stuff like that, but it's an hour away by bike. But come to think of it, it wasn't really a big deal. There were music stores and arcades and ice cream parlors, but it wasn't like I never hung out at them anyway. Any of them. I lived in the city for 10 years and never once been to an ice cream parlor. I should have gone at least once. It's only now that I'm starting to regret that a little. Somebody is still apologizing. Who's she apologizing to? She apologized so much, so just forgive her already. There's no reason anyone should ever need to apologize so much. I started to feel a bit annoyed at whoever was refusing to forgive her. No matter how bad the mistake, there's nothing that can't be forgiven. There's no such thing as an irreparable mistake. You just need to be more careful next time. She's still apologizing, even now. Then, has she really done something that can't be fixed? I have no idea what she's done, but if it can't be fixed, then that's all the more reason to forgive her. No matter how much she apologizes, nothing will change. But even so, she keeps apologizing in such a heartbreaking voice. Hey, you. The one she's apologizing to. Why don't you just go ahead and forgive her? She's apologizing in such a pathetic voice. Keiichi, we're almost there. Wake up. I was finally roused from my nap, but my father's prodding. Keiichi, we're almost there. Wake up. Finally, oh, it seemed the train had reached its final stop. We'd spent hours riding everything from the bullet train to the local roads. It was hard to believe that the landscape beyond the window and the city I was in half a day ago were in the same country. No. that they were even in the same era. From there, we'd take a car deeper into the mountains. Past where the dense forest encroaching on the mountain road suddenly opened up. There you go. There, where I live now, Hinamizawa. Even though we were approaching summer, the morning air still had a frigid bite. Although in exchange you could fill your lungs up with crisp, clean air. Flipping open the window, I was greeted with a verdant expanse. Ooh, nothing but trees. That's pretty. The neighboring house was far away on the other side, so I was probably the only one enjoying that view and that air. I filled my lungs with another deep breath. Since I started living in Hinamizawa, I learned that even air had its own taste. Ooh, music. I quickly finished getting ready for school and headed downstairs for breakfast. I gotta stop doing that. I'm sorry, this is really weird, for me at least. My mother was the only one there. My father was nowhere to be seen. He was probably working until the early morning. Dad had a rather unconventional job as a painter. It's such a laid-back profession. Get up when you want, sleep when you want, and work when you want. I was so jealous of that easygoing lifestyle. I even wrote for school that I wanted to be a painter when I grew up. Dad was ecstatic about that. It was just because it looked easy. I'd never tell him that, though. Mom laid breakfast out on the table. Seaweed, pickled vegetables, raw egg, grilled salmon. That sounds oddly good right now. Anything sounds better than just eggs and bacon in the morning, but I would try that. My mom was such a good cook. It was scary. A perfect, immaculate, ideal breakfast. Unlike my dad, who didn't even know the meaning of the word schedule, my mom never squandered any time or effort. She hummed a little tune and she brought over the miso soup. It seemed like she was in a good mood today. I'm so happy you've been waking up early since we moved here, Keiichi. If I don't wake up early, I won't have time to eat breakfast. I thought I was being cute, responding with a wisecrack after being praised for being good. Full bowl rice? Or will half be enough? Pile it on. First, I savored the steaming hot rice with the seaweed. After that, I covered it with egg. Between the bites of rice, I enjoyed the crunch of the pickles. Not bad at all. Excellent as usual. Watch me clean my plate. Mom gave me a warm smile. I'm so happy you haven't skipped breakfast ever since we moved here, Keiichi. I was not a morning person when we lived in the city. I slept right until the last minute before school and rarely ate breakfast. Boycotting the breakfast Mom made me each morning. That was probably the only way I could protest being forced to attend cram school. I guess that was what you'd call my rebellious phase. I wouldn't so much as look at the breakfast she woke up. I'm sorry, I'm gonna rewrite. I wouldn't so much as look at the breakfast she woke up early every morning to make. Sorry, my reading is really bad right now. I apologize. If I could go back in time, I'd slap myself. Mindful of the time Mom rushed me along with the wide grin. Isn't it time to meet up with Rena-chan? Hurry, hurry. Mom really seemed to enjoy the fact that her son was going to school with a girl. Rena is one of my classmates. She really loves looking after people coming to meet me every day without fail. The way I looked at it, a guy my age walking to school with a girl was just lame. But, well, keeping a classmate waiting for me every day wouldn't be very considerate. Seriously though, how long does Rena wait for me every morning? Taking one last gulp of miso soup, I raced for the door. Please thank Rena-chan for the pickles. Come to think of it, those pickles weren't store-bought, were they? If I had known that, I would have savored them a bit more. Morning! Uh-oh. I may have to change my accent. I may have to become a girl. Keiichi-kun! No, fuck that. Keiichi-kun! Good morning! Her cheerful greeting was as fresh as the morning itself. You're always so early. You should try sleeping in sometime. If I sleep in, I'll keep you waiting. She's so oh my god. Why is my brain not working? That word, and such a good person. If that ever happens, I'll just leave you behind. Keiichi-kun, you're so cold. I wait for you all the time. I'll leave you in the dust without looking back. Why are you so mean? Why? Rena had a slightly troubled look on her face. Toying with her was rather fun because of how quickly her mood changed. Same, bro, same. I do that, yeah. I'm kidding! I'd wait for you. With those words, Rena seemed to relax. Her face flushed bright red. Thank you. I'd wait forever until you came, Rena. No matter how long. White Knight Keiichi to the fucking rescue. Forever? Rena turned bright red, steam rising from her head and her brain short-circuited. She's especially weak to these sort of talk. It's quite rare to find someone this fun to tease. Have you ever read a romance novel, Rena? I haven't. Never read any before. From that response, I gathered she was interested in them, but was too embarrassed to actually buy one. I couldn't imagine what would happen if she did read one. She'd probably turn red and pass out. Ooh! Too young for you, dude. For me. I'm talking to myself, not Keiichi. Anyway. Oh yeah! Message from Mom. She says thanks for the pickles. It was nothing. You're welcome. How were they? Not too salty? They weren't that salty. Actually, they had a pretty light flavor to them. It would have been fine to just be honest and say that they were good, but apparently I couldn't be that forthright. I'd like to ask something before that. Were you the one that picked them, Rena? Or was it your mom? Why do you ask? Were they too salty? Her attitude completely changed as she began to panic frantically. Was it you, Rena? Or was it your mom? Why are you asking who made them? Why? Depending on who made them, my opinion of them might change drastically. She counted frantically on her fingers, trying to remember the amount of salt she used to pick them. It wasn't like I was trying to tease her, but I couldn't stop myself. Guys who take pleasure in this kind of thing are probably the worst. Guys like me. And guys like me. Rena nervously opened and closed her mouth over and over, trying to muster a response. It was me. Delicious. Huh? Pretty good. Just like the last ones. They went perfectly with the rice. Her face went bright red again. She was completely spacing out. It truly was a lot of fun to tease her. I pray that Rena never gets taken advantage of by some low life. Keep at it, Rena. I'll train you into your proof. My reading is so fucking off. I apologize. I like at the beginning of this, I give a warning to the language that's used in the visual novel. I gave no warning whatsoever to my language. Keep at it, Rena. I'll train you until you handle it like the average person. Or so I decided for myself. Let's go. If we keep Mion waiting, never hear the end of it. Seeing as she just keeps spacing out otherwise, I called Rena back to reality so we can make our way to school. This strange, easily flustered girl is Rena Ryugu. I've known her for about a month, but I've come to realize it's not her name that's strange. Hey-chan! Good morning! Coming up to the rendezvous point, we saw another person waiting for us. Noticing us, she waved. Ah, finally. You two are late. Usually, you're the one who's late. In sharp contrast to the diligent Rena, this one marched to the beat of her own drum. She's Mion Sonozaki. Hey, what did I press? Okay. For what it's worth, she's our senior and head of the class. Morning, Rena. And it's been a while, Kei-chan. Kei-chan. Okay. How many years? I was only off for 2 days. You don't say. You were so much cuter back then. Mion's gaze started at my chest and then dropped straight down, focusing on the part in between my legs. Hey! So she was saying it was my crotch that was cuter back then. Before you ask, just to be clear, I've never actually tried to show it to her. What the fuck is going on? How old are these kids? Anyway, I've grown quite stupendously. You'd be surprised. Not only is he bigger, but he also has a little mustache now. Being so engorged with energy every morning is quite a problem, though. I'll introduce you next time, so be sure to greet him properly. You will treat my cock well when it appears in battle. Don't say next time. Right now is just fine. How about letting the little guy get a breath of fresh air? I don't think I've ever heard talk so dirty. You could smell it fouling up the morning air. Mion sure does like it when an old... Mion sure does act like an old man sometimes. Gotcha. Time for the big reveal. Hope you don't regret it. As my hand reached down for my fly, Rena began to grapple in a near panic. Hey, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Red-faced and flustered, Rena tried to play dumb, but it was obvious she knew exactly what we were talking about. So obviously Mion wants the dick. Okay, not. Now was it seeing the city again? Mion switched gears, dropping the dirty talk and changing the subject to something more beneficial, more befitting. My reading is so off. I apologize. English is my first language 0% of the time, apparently. More befitting the pleasant morning. I only went for funeral. I didn't have much time. So yeah. Did you look for it? That thing I asked for? You're not listening at all. I just came back from a funeral. I didn't have any time to look in toy stores. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Toy stores and hobby shops are completely different, you know. It's really difficult to get Western stuff around here after all. Is this about games again, Michan? Mion nodded proudly as Rena giggled. Yep, I wanted Kei-chan to bring me back a Westport catalog, you see. Westport was short for Western Imported Games. Using that abbreviation did make it sound pretty geeky. You can just get them to send you in the mail, you know. Well, I guess I have to now. I'm going to get another game full of hot action. This time, I'd like a game that's easy to understand. Michan is a board and card game enthusiast, and I hear she's collected quite a lot of different ones. According to Rena, Mion's room has kind of become a museum for domestic and foreign games. If there's a game you think I'd understand, let me play too. Of course. If Kei-chan is up for it, I should warn you though, we're pretty tough. Just what I want. I'll play all sorts of games I don't intend to lose. Whoa. Then we'll let you get in the group next time. I guess. Bristling with joy from head to toe, Rena looked back and forth between me and Mion. Mion gave her an affirmative wink, and then expression perked up even further. God damn it! I gotta flog myself after this. I thought boys preferred playing outside more, so I figured you wouldn't want to. Rena laughed happily. From such a friendly conversation, you wouldn't think I had moved here less than a month ago. I understood that they did all they could to make a transfer student feel like at home. I'll have to try harder to fit in so they won't feel like they have to try to make me feel welcome. I felt like if I acted a bit more open than I usually am, it should possibly be about right for this place. I'm trying to fix my language, by the way. Yes, English is my first language. I promise, I swear. Hinamizawa was a really small... Hinamizawa was a really small village. Not only was there only one school, but there was only one class. That class encompasses all different grades and ages. There are about 30 students at different levels, and they all study in the same class. I'm told that long ago there used to be a bigger school building, and they actually had separate classes. However, it seems something happened that made it a single class, and now it's stayed that way out of tradition. I was shocked at first, but humans adapt pretty quickly. I've already gotten quite used to it. The sound of children playing started right from the morning. With such a lively mood, it felt more like a kindergarten than a proper school, and not that that was a bad thing. Mion, who had been walking in front of us up until then, suddenly let me take the lead, right in front of the classroom door. So I was meant to slide the door open and enter the room first. Heh, too bad. I wasn't going to fall for that again. To think you'd give up the lead here. You meant for this to be a test of my skills. I know exactly who the fuck this is. Mion chucked with a haughty smirk on her face. What is it? You guys? Step back, Rena. It's dangerous. She's here. Huh? Then Sadako-chan is... Her name was Sadako Hojo. She was a disrespectful, impudent, bossy kid. The way she talks was annoying, but it would be immature to get worked up over just that. I'ma do it, guys. If you know what I'm talking about, I'ma do it. The real problem was this. Quite the obvious trap. A blackboard eraser wedged in the door. It's too obvious. Sadako! Ah, I fucked up. A haughty laugh came from behind the door. Excellent, Kei-chan. I guess that means you win this round. No, this is Sadako we're talking about. I doubt this is it. After falling for such intrinsic traps since the day I transferred, I no longer let my guard down. Sadako liked to combine a variety of traps. Traps that were simply there to bait you into the main one. Traps that relentlessly kept coming at you like a sadist Rube Goldberg machine. The list goes on. As well as being clever, they almost never misfire. When you least expect it, she strikes! No escape, no time to relax. By the looks of it, this eraser is normal. No rocks or anything in it. Rocks? Okay. I took a pretty heavy hit from a blackboard eraser loaded with rocks on my first day. What a bitch! Alright. So then why don't you just open up the door and let it drop? That's what it is. That's what Sadako was after. Making me focus my attention upward, so I lifted my hand to the door. There were thumbtacks stuck to the sliding door handle with tape. A frightening trap. A potent, terrifying trap. Concealed by using the blackboard eraser. An impressive combination, Sadako. But in the end, nothing more than the trivial machinations of a child. Assured of my victory, I threw the door open and stepped into the room. I felt something strange on my ankle. It was similar to the sensation of a jump rope catching my leg. Boy! By the time I realized that she had me hook, line, and sinker, it was already too late. I began to fall in an almost picturesque manner. CH1, watch out! Instinctively, reacting to Mion's shrill warning, I twisted my body in midair before I landed on the ground. Ow, ow, ow. An inkstone filled to the brim was placed right where I had landed. I shuddered, imagining the situation I had landed square on it. My, what do we have here? A fair morning to you, CH1. Aren't we living one this morning? A lively one this morning. Still sprawled in an awkward position, I was greeted by a mocking voice. That was a step up from usual, Trap Sadako. That fucking face! Oh, it's so good! I haven't the faintest idea what you mean. You're quite unlucky this morning, you little... It seemed I had inadvertently sprained my back a little when I landed. Better than landing on the inkstone. No. It's Rika! A small hand gently rubbed my head. Pain, pain, go away. The small, dainty hand continued to gently stroke my head. You didn't sprain your back or anything, did you? If you rub it like this, the pain disappears. I thought about asking how rubbing my head would help my back, but I didn't. It's not so much about what you actually do, it's the thought that counts. Yeah, thanks, Rika-chan. The plane's going away now. Hey! Rika-chan! Good morning! Good morning to you, Rena. Good morning to all. Ho ho ho! Fucking Rika! I love Rika. Rika greeted us with an adorable little bow. It was infectious. Rena, Mion, and I all bowed back. Hi! You're such a good kid, Rika. So much better than Sadako. I glared over in the direction Sadako was whistling, while rather deliberately trying to avoid contact. I am the very model of a good girl. Good girl wouldn't set those nasty traps. Nothing but lies and slander, especially what proof... Ugh! I picked up Sadako by the back of her collar. She looks like a misbehaved cat when I do this. But a cat wouldn't be setting traps. She's much harder to deal with. I am S-O-R-R-Y. Try saying that. If you won't say it, I cocked my index finger on my thumb, letting it tremble as I brought it closer to Sadako's forehead. I'm against violence! You don't even have any proof! Just so you know, my forehead flick really hurts. It could split plywood right in half. Ah! Stop! Get away from me, you beast! Don't say that in a way that people will misunderstand. A small hand tugged on my back of my shirt. She's been lonely since you were gone for 2 days. Rika-chan really is just so... How could I do anything more after being told that? I gently released my grip on Sadako, who at this point was on the verge of tears. She still had her eyes clamped shut, as if braced herself for the forehead flick. Ah! It doesn't bother me! Ah! 10 out of 10 voice acting on the crying, by the way. You mustn't cry, Sadako. Keep on fighting. Yeah. Rika gently patted the head of her prankster friend. Bitch. Traitor. You would never guess that these two are the same age. I think Sadako could learn a thing or a million from Rika-chan. Next time, set an even more amazing trap. Wait a minute. As she observed the scene, Rena's expression grew ecstatic as she began to swoon. Oh! Sadako is crying. So cute. Oh, so cute. Okay. I'm sorry. Shoot cute. Okay. I thought they put Japanese up my face. I'm like, I'm not ready. Let's continue. You can't take them home. Oh, but they're so cute. You can't, no matter how cute they are. But just for a bit. It's fine. It's fine. Rena kept a cutesy face even as outrageous ideas spewed from her mouth. According to Mion, Rena is ridiculously weak to cute things and always tries to take them home. Object or person. Stealing is bad, but abducting people is even worse. Give it up. Then I can just look. Just looking. That should be fine, right? Right? Rena swooned over Sadako's crying form. If a girl ever goes missing in Hinamizawa, I'll be forced to turn to Rika to the authorities. Forgive me, Rena. I'll be sure to bring you care packages when they put you away. Alright. This is all I have for today. I'm gonna hang it up here. I really like this. We haven't got to the main course of it, but this appetizer is really fun, and I'm having fun, even though my freaking talking is off by 100%. I apologize, and I will see you guys. Oh, how do I do this? Holy shit, okay. Save. The teacher's coming. Yep. Okay. See you guys and have a great one.